Hey everyone, it's me, Casey Man, and today I decided to make do something a little different here and actually record me commentating on what I'm making here in Train Simulator. So I decided to do that today. Anyway, today I was, and further on, I'm planning to make this a suburb, one tile suburb, which should be pretty cool and fun. I decided to do this because I kind of want to practice, because I had an idea for what I might want to do in the future, if you guys would like, want to hear about that. But anyway, here I'm just setting up the track, getting a station down, because this is only going to be one tile. So I did want a station though, and I had some ideas of what I could do with the station, but, so we're just getting the station set up here. So what I had for this series is I wanted to make a suburb, like a small little suburb, one tile suburb that I could base off of a small like commuter rail, if you know what I mean. So what I was kind of thinking for this was Denver, because that's kind of what I really know well. So I kind of based this off of Denver to my best abilities, because I know that's kind of the only really commuter rail I know these days. So I based it off of Denver, of course, and well, we're just getting started here. I'm making the station with a little switch off and switch on points here. Here I'm just getting a train to test her out. It takes a long time to do that for some reason anyway. So I just get a little train here to test out the track, see if it looks okay, and it could be better, I could admit, but I think it looks fine for the time being. So there it goes. Anyway, so my idea was to make a suburb with a train station. And I thought it did pretty well for the first video. I mean, it's definitely bare bones. This is totally going to be more than 2 parts, because I've already finished filming part 2 before the making of this video here. But I just don't know what to do with that yet. It's pretty long as is. It's almost 45 minutes, and the last 2 videos were made in like 3 hours or so. Anyway, here I'm setting up the train station platform, finding the different assets to use with it. And I originally was going to use this sort of slanted roof thing, which I thought was a platform at first, but I realized it was actually slanted. So I moved away from that. So I kept looking, and it took like a pretty good amount of time to find a good thing that worked with my train station here, but eventually I found something. It took me a long time. I also found these cool gas station assets that I'm going to use in the future. That will become in the second part probably. So yeah, more assets here, looking for the proper station parts for the station here. And, I'm just looking at other parts that might be cool to put into the station. Like I had the Coke can there, that's kind of cool. Some shelters, some more stuff. Another station. So, just interesting stuff. So there I found actual platforms, and I started using them, but I didn't like how it looked at first, so I kept looking, and then I found that gray one there, and that's what I used in the end here. So I used that. Moved it on and got another one down for the other side here. So the station is basically what we're going to be focusing on for the first 2 parts here, because it's a pretty big station. Probably, I feel like it's nowhere near what Denver stations look like, but I kind of wanted to have this feel like a older type of station that was once used by, say, a more regional rail network, but now is used by the local big city commuter network. And maybe I could like say it's still used by the regional network from time to time, but I think I like the story about the old commuter and old regional station. That's probably what I'm gonna go with. So here we have like a Union Station sort of thing, and I thought that was kind of too on the nose, so I decided to look for something more unique less on the nose, more suburban. And I found this here, and that's what I went with in the end, and I deleted a bunch of stuff. So I put that up there, and it fit pretty well. So I liked how that went. I put some stairs up, so I thought this was like, oh, this could, you could get like off here, and there's like parking. Parking was a difficult part, but we'll get to that later. And then I started looking for some railroad crossings, because obviously we're gonna have to cross the road at some point. And I found this one, and I, in the end, thought this was kind of a mistake, because it made it really hard to fiddle with the roads later on. But I made it work in the end, and it kind of made the track look a little less, professional. But hey, we'll take it. Here's another one here. So here I started trying to put in roads for this other one, and it just didn't look good. So I just got a smaller one of that type. Eventually I did change it out again for another road here, but that's what I left it as for a while until the next episode. So here you can see me getting a bunch of houses and stuff. I kind of didn't know what I wanted the suburb to look like, so I just got a bunch of houses everywhere, and I'll probably use all of them at some point. One tile's still kind of big. In my last series, I did use the one tile, but that was a big river to fill in a lot of the space, so... and this is a lot smaller and more condensed because of the suburban. Although it's probably going to be more spread out in the end. We'll see, though. I do have kind of a central, town center part right next to the station with shopping districts. But that comes in probably next episode. But hey, so far it looks pretty good. So there you can see all the houses everywhere. Pretty cool and stuff. Anyway, here we have what I've done so far, and we started working on the station a little more. I can admit that I should probably work on the station a little more. Here I tried looking backdrops to see what would work, but I didn't really like any of them. So I probably won't use any backdrops, because the scene should be pretty full of houses and stuff, so when you're on the main track line, you shouldn't see any of them. Here I was looking for American flags, and there was absolutely none, so I went to get some off the station here, the download station with all the stuff on it. So while that happened, I just started working on getting some more assets for our little station here. And, I can't admit, there's probably some more things that I could work on. Anyway, that was a much shorter little thing. So yeah, there was tons of assets that I could use for a little suburbia, and I thought I probably got too many, but in the end, it should look nice. I would say I'm only a quarter of the way through, because the station and next to the track is really the hard part, because you have so much detail you need there, like bushes and stuff, but once you expand outside of the main area, here you can see a little waterfall I accidentally placed. Once you expand outside the main area, you kind of just don't need as many details to save space and make your life easier, So while I add more space here, I was kind of looking at other things I may want to add in the interior, and I decided here I'm looking for a bridge for the platform so pedestrians can get to the other side, because I wasn't planning to have anything on the other sides beside track, and that's all I did. So I added a little pedestrian bridge here. In the end, this would kind of be a hassle to put in, because it was so hard to do with all the spline points everywhere. But in the end, I did eventually get it in, but then I realized it's too big, kind of. At least for American Trainz, which, the city is based off of Denver, so, or the suburbs. So I was like, I'll raise it a little bit, and then I was like, oh, that's too high, so I gotta lower it down, and in the end, it's basically just the same. you know, is, so here we have a British train, and I decided this is kind of the height of what I was going to do and what it was going to be like, and it fit pretty well. So because I was basing this off of Denver, I kind of wanted something similar to Denver Transit for the train. So here you can see a video of the RTD line. So that's kind of what I wanted to do here. Something similar, but I obviously knew there wasn't going to be the exact train type for the Denver, which I've already searched up. There's nothing on the download station here, so I decided to go with a more British design, which I thought it looked fine. So anyway, you can see me adjusting that so I can fit in the train here. So here I'm just getting more assets for the small little village here. And here's the part which broke me down the most. Because I was thinking of having this huge parking space, but then in the end I thought, what if I just make this like the town center and there's just a bunch of shops everywhere, so you kind of like walk to the station. There's still like parking, but it's pretty minimal considering it. So here I tried thinking, oh, I could probably just make my own station, which no, I could not. You can see me attempt to try, but in the end I just gave up and decided, let's go with a smaller downtown area. Or town center area, not really downtown. So here you can see me trying to add parking spaces, not working out. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna do some roads here. I was looking for roads until I found like a parallel parking part, and there it is. So that's what I decided on my main road here. It's just having parallel parking next to the station, and we'll use like 2 stairs there as like the main way beginning. Moving some houses. So these more detailed houses I was planning to have up in front, so probably on the right side of where we're facing right now. So I'll probably have some houses there. I already have a gas station and stuff, so I'm just adding some cars to the parking spaces, make it look a little more alive, besides just being a ghost town, you know. Oh yeah, there's some cars. And I also added bus, because I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe it's sort of like a temporary bus stop they just added to feed like the community and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Here I'm just getting like a van so I can place in the station more cars. So I was originally going to use this red car, but it had the lights, so I was like, oh, I can't use that. So I just did use this gray van in the end. So it works out though. I'm fixing the seats here. So yeah, this station is not done. I work on it a lot more next episode. I mean, it takes us a good few hours to do this station here. And we do it in the end here, eventually. Here you can see me trying to test out my track here. And this is kind of where we're going to end the video here. So I got this like little train here, center across the track, and I also have this steam train. I realized it was going to crush us, so I just went backwards. Anyway, that's kind of the end of the video, so this is one of my longer videos, yeah. But I do want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we continue this suburb. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.